So anytime you stop me, you want your I know.
Careful, nothing's sneaking up on you.
Mauja.
He says you really need to go see Goop as soon as possible.
No kek ujbar no barke.
He's happy to help.
Koyetu kore boy.
Hopes to see you again soon.
Entendi. Só isso. Tá. Mais uma missão principal. Você tem que sair, tem que falar sério. Vai tomar no cu, hein? Tá, não pode ser essa forma. Negócio chato. Eu não tenho uma missão aqui, velho.
Let's see. Wonder what you could make with that.
ver se eu queria. Que porra é essa, velho?
This mount has quite a bounce to it.
Mapa. Mano, é engraçado que não marco essa desgraça, velho. Eu não marco e fica marcando sozinho. Alô, pessoal.
That's a Myriad tribe outpost.
Vamos nós.
Every little bit helps.
Yango. Azetawa. Saluda.
Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was. He can't tell you much, as he didn't want to hear anything about it. He can't understand how someone could be so vicious, even though he knows there are reasons behind it. He understands you've returned to face Lupa Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child. Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life, not the story you're told about it. He thinks that's the right thing to do. It's only when you have forgiven that you'll find peace.
Light instantly banishes dark.
How much light do you really need?
All the light, all of it!
I mean, you could leave a little space for the dark.
All the light.
Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. Thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf. Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Subnautica station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit. So you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the Porky Puff. You're lucky that way. There's still cargo left on the shores from before the apocalypse. His best guess is a tower tanker hit a reef and went under. Let's see. The tribes need someone to unite them.
Caraca, isso é um mil, filha da puta. Mano, como isso tá bugadão, cara. Esse é o jogo. Pula, velho.
Be careful down here. Easy to get trapped.
Tá.
Just a few moves left. Make them count.
Oh. Tá, você encontrou um lugar que vai distribuir. Tá. 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 Tá bom.
Just a few moves left. Make them count.
Ah, que raiva.
seems like a peculiar item. Your key energy is too low. Itchy trigger finger. More than a flesh wound. Made to be broken. Gross. This place stinks. You maybe want to find some shelter. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There are lots of valuables left behind on the surf floor that the salvage net will enable you to haul. You just need to find the right spots. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks, squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks. He only knows what's visible to the naked eye. Gulp is not much of a babbler and mostly keeps to himself and his drink. Try not to get turned around in the dark. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least. Let's see.
Yeah.
He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Says it's both everything you could want and never enough. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wonders if you could take the time to help a man slake his own thirst. You'd be doing him a liquid solid. You're a do-gooder, so you know you want to. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end and leaves us all thirsting for more. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's awful. But either way, you can't stop drinking till you're dead. Sure, that's the point. But you can't stop trying new ones, or life gets dull. Wants to raise a glass to you getting the world fixed up a bit. Respects how you always try to help, no matter that the world's fate is hard to swallow. Sees why you joined up with the Myriad. They like a peaceful drink, just like you. Says he sells them drinks. They mostly suck them down on their own. But who cares about them? Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think, as the power of his mind is directly proportioned to the quantity of syrup he swigs. That's why he's called Gulp. The drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it only lasts until tomorrow. The world is still doomed, even if the sun goes up. It makes most dumber, but that's his special burden to bear. He wants you to know he has other interests, too. He's the Surfipelago's self-proclaimed ornithologist, for example. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in these dark times, and, fortunately for you, he can help. Watching Pippi's flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. They're better at floating than flapping, so you should be able to net a few without growing yourself a pair of wings.
Vamos nós de novo.
The Quack Hollow, it's just lonely. This story is about a hero. Ring up those rungs.
Tá, você encontrou um quebra-cabeça, se conectou. Você precisa conectar 3 cabos em pontos diferentes para solucionar o quebra-cabeça. Cada porta tem um valor negativo ou positivo. Esses valores estão na parte superior ou inferior da porta. Para solucionar o quebra-cabeça, conecte os cabos até conseguir o valor. Até conseguir o valor exibido na parte inferior da tela. Para conectar o cabo, pode selecionar preferências. Tá. Sério, mano?
Not gonna happen with your key energy. Sharp. We all share the same destiny. Destruction or survival. Disgusting. Biohazard. Just gross. You reload it by swinging back your arm.
Peguei tudo, né?
The right key could open this.
Ah,
You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified.
Mano, falta alguma coisa aqui pra pegar, mano. Ah, foda-se.
You need to line up the switches so they match.
Tu. Isso daqui. Esse.
Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework.
Mapa. Mano, como que tá indisponível, porra? Mano, eu só posso dar sacanagem, mano. Eu tenho que sair
It's
do
all
lugar lá
about
pra...
destiny.
Em
Yours,
cima.
mine, the entire
Ó,
world.
escroto, velho. Agora vai. Agora se possível. Não pode, velho. Tomar no meio do cu, velho. Esse jogo, velho. Sim, lógico, mano. Não vou poder passar do céu. Negócio escroto, velho.
Back on your own 2 feet? Let's see.
Ah, que bonito, né? Tomar no cu.
Usa. Saluya. Pawabuika.
That's enough quacks to sustain the Googlide flipper with infinite ammunition.
Zurakia.
Goop says he was there when the Porky Puff took Out-of-Date's leg, so this World Eater has made it personal.
Zurakia.
After that, Out-of-Date started using his head instead of his legs and came up with the plan on how to best make a stand against the World Eaters And it wasn't by foot. He seems happy to talk.
간도아리
Says you're welcome back.
Terminei, né? Tá, se não me engano, esse é o devorador. O Torresminho. Tá.
Your mind expands.
Tá.
Think of the things you could build. As long as it does the job. That sort of stuff always comes in handy.
Não consigo.
Small things for your big ideas. There's no time to look back. Too busy moving on.